Okay, man of the people. This is one of those episodes that it's an Alien of the Week episode where the Alien of the Week isn't ostensibly a bad guy, and then you have to figure out what the heck is going on. So it is much of an investigation episode. So doing this in a TTRPG, the key factor here is the Troy thing. Because this is Deanna Troy, because she's being affected by some sort of accelerated aging problem, and people need to figure that out before she dies. The internal logic of why she suddenly stops being artificially aged is kind of wonky. Wasn't really a big... It's one of those magic reset button things that TV shows do a lot, where it doesn't necessarily make sense to have the magic reset button happen, but they want it to for purposes of series marketability, and thus aren't going to do that. Although one could argue that you could just not do that, but whatever. In a TTRPG, you could totally do either way. Magic reset button, no magic reset button. All up to you. Anyways, so an ambassador mediates peace talks and a fierce civil war. Yeah. And of course, again, the Deanna Troy thing. See, here's the thing. The ambassador in this case is the main crux of the plot. This is one of those episodes where you have what is ostensibly the main plot get shoved into the background by interpersonal drama. And then the interpersonal drama turns out to be a big deal and then becomes the actual focus of the story. Talmadge, yeah, there's no picture of him because we don't actually see him. That's the thing with this one, is that to reinforce just how unimportant to the grand scheme of the episode the ostensible reason for being here actually is, there are no visuals of the aliens who need to have a mediator mediate their dispute, or their homeworld, or their ships. Yeah, I looked that up. Anyways, yeah, Steve, nope. This is the ship carrying the guy who is the mediator. We get to see it, but we don't actually get to see the ships attacked him or what any of the aliens. Okay, I guess we do get to see a picture of their planet from orbit. Because, like the thing with the Kess and the Prit and several other Star Trek races, this planet has two sentient species on it that are in a state of conflict over who should be, ruling the world or something. Thing is, these are warp-capable species, and their conflict has gone beyond their planet, and that is the Federation's problem, because there's a space lane that this Federation likes having ships fly through for trade purposes that is unfortunately a little too close to this planet. and is noted by XS or Scientia. Uh, while this is a cool-looking planet visual, it's not actually one they created for this planet. Yeah, TNG reused ship art a lot and planet art a lot because they didn't have the budget to actually do completely new planets for literally everything. Anyways, so as noted, those guys end up being the backstory. Well, yeah, the Lemurian language, they kind of sort of have a few words of it, but yeah, we don't even know what any of those words mean, so whatever. We have a grand total of 4 Lemurians ever seen. Lemurians are kind of, sort of, in some ways like Betazoids, except not as good. How so? Well, they have empathic abilities, but their empathic abilities don't actually work on non-empaths. Why? I don't know. They just don't. And also, it's not telepathy, it's empathy. That's it. And, so while they're technically a super alien, one, the only thing that makes them outwardly different from humans is that thing on their forehead, which is, I think, the actual costume work for this is actually a henna tattoo or something analogous to a henna tattoo, where it's not even makeup in the traditional sense, but like you use something to stain the actor's skin temporarily, and that's literally the only thing that makes them look different from humans. Now, some Lemurians have an ability that allows them to do some sort of weird ritual to um, dump negative emotions into someone else, which is what causes Deanna Troi to prematurely age, which would have killed her if they hadn't figured out how to disrupt it. Basically, they tricked him into thinking she was dead, so that he started using someone else, which was Leva here, who they then have to rescue by, like, well, they figure out what he was doing and how he was relinking, and they beam Leva out while he's attempting to create a connection to her, which disrupts his ability to create the connection. As a plot device goes, this is actually a really interesting one because it's a guy who is effectively a serial killer in a way that's meant to make him more skilled as a diplomat. Yeah. Yeah. Because the entire point of his thing of dumping his negative emotions is that uh, because the fact that he, doesn't get upset when people are trying to piss him off during negotiations or whatever, he's just really, really good at it. And that's why he got chosen for this particular assignment, to negotiate with the Recag and the Ceronians. Thing is, after he gets found out, that doesn't do good things for him. Leva, see, because like one thing here is that the majority of Lemurians actually have no idea how to do that, or even that they can. Yeah, this thing says funeral meditation. We don't actually have a page for that because the description of it is that he literally takes out a glowing rock and um, talks to someone while holding the glowing rock. Let's see here. Yeah, this thing where he talks about Sev Malor. It's entirely probable that Sev Malor is not who he claims she was because she shows all of the signs of having been one of his victims that he was dumping his negative emotions into. Dum 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 dum. Yeah, Dr. Crusher determines that she's actually only 30 years old and that she's been a victim of the rapid aging thing. And that while he claimed that she's his mother, no, she's actually considerably younger than he is. And Troy figuring this out put them a long ways towards um, realizing what was going on with Troy. Because, like, wait a second, if this woman isn't who Vez Alcar claims she was, then, um, hmm. Oh, also, apparently Susan French was actually a old woman when she played the role. Wait a second. He claimed that she was 93. That might have actually been the age that Susan French was when she played the role. Oh, wait, no, it says she died at age 91. Never mind. Okay, then. Anyways. So, yeah. That's the majority of this. That's the actual meat of the plot here. Because the part with the actual negotiations doesn't really go very far. Um, they do have a whole lot of weird interpersonal drama, though, because they have characters doing, mostly Troy, doing things that are a little out of the ordinary and use this as part of their, like, oh no, something weird is going on. We need to figure out what it is. Logic. Which, again, it's a functional plot idea. Okay, this is actually kind of hilarious. Again, since this one has a lot of stuff where they're doing interpersonal drama, they have to put in a whole bunch of minor NPC characters that you would have for filler. Because let's face it, this is a lot of. As for how I would handle this in a TTRPG, um, you could actually have one of the player characters end up taking Troy's place because of the fact that Troy is actually able to do things. She's not, completely out of it. So, there is some level of agency that a player would have if they're being the victim like this. To be honest, though, this is one of those things where I'm not entirely sure that Oh, also, it says here that Troy being revived like she was actually caused a backflow of the negative energy, which is actually what killed him. So all of the bad juju that was put on Troy via the ritual thingy gets dumped on Alcar all at once, which causes him to age to death. Yeah, Alcar, dead of old age. This is one of those things where it's just like the basic plot is kind of I wouldn't put this in as the main plot. I really wouldn't, because the fact that, again, it's like in this episode they had to put in a justification for having Alcar, which is a dispute related to a minor race that is close enough to Federation space to make them a problem when they're having a civil war. Having Alcar show up to act as a negotiator is the impetus for plot to happen. That thing that's seemingly the A plot at the beginning of the episode is just background fluff, explaining why Alcar is here. They never actually go through the motions of doing the negotiations, even. If I was writing this in a TTRPG module, I would absolutely have the players go through the negotiations, because the way that the episode was broadcast is not something that would be conducive to the players having a proper motive for figuring stuff out. Because the way that they signposted things in the show makes it blatantly obvious that Alcar is doing something that is um, untoward, and that he's not playing it straight. Like, I figured that out the first time I saw the episode. I was like, wait, why did he do that ritual with the woman? Because that doesn't make any sense. And yeah. Again, you want to make it something where the players have to actually think about it. And thus, you need to actually give them something other than just talking to Alcar to do. Because if all they have to do is talking to Alcar, yeah, they're going to get tired of talking to Alcar pretty quick. And that was one of the things with this one, is that this was one of those that was kind of written like a bottle show. There's three alien NPCs, I guess technically four, that are there as guest stars for the episode. Everyone else is a member of the Enterprise crew. Granted, that means having a whole bunch of minor NPCs that are largely unimportant, but that's because, you need to have someone for people to talk to when they're just wandering around inside the ship. Oh yeah, that's right, Talmach. We don't even know what race he is. Yeah, they have him hail the Enterprise, but it's audio only, so you don't even get to see what the actor looks like. Janeway. Again, this is one of those things where it's like a coincidence that a name got reused, but let's face it, when you have this many minor characters, names getting reused makes sense. Now, one of the things that's interesting here is that Troy is less nice than she would normally be, and Janeway actually shows up to be counseled by Troy about her um, work performance. And Troy actually counseled Janeway to, like, yes, 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 you think your boss is being too hard on you about your work, blah, blah, blah. Have you considered doing it better? Oh boy. That's actually something that was a just one of the random bits of interpersonal drama, but it was put in there as a way to emphasize that Troy isn't acting like she normally would. And again, making it blatantly obvious that whatever Alcar had done was having a negative effect on Troy. Because, again, it's that the viewers of the TV show are not acting, they're just passive. So it works as a TV episode because of the fact that the viewers cannot act on the fact that it's blatantly obvious to them that something's wrong. In a TTRPG, you need to be a little more subtle. And that's pretty much it. All of the stuff. Also, there's like, I hate to say it, but most of the episode was actually padding because, again, it's interpersonal drama instead of actual plot. But the interpersonal drama is there to show that something weird is going on. However, the way it did it ended up being a little too obvious. Then again, you don't want it to be a situation where the players don't realize something wrong is going on. You want the players to notice that Alcar, or realistically, if I was going to use this idea, I would have it be a different Lumarian. Maybe even have it not be a Federation ambassador, because quite frankly, the amount of time that he's apparently been doing this and getting away with it is strange. Oh, also, it's that they don't actually tell us what the weird glowing rock was. They just mention that he has one and that it's needed to create the bond. Forgot to mention that earlier. But yeah, that's about it. Oh, wait, did we get a picture of Lemurian Homeworld? Forgot to look at that. Nope, didn't think so. Alrighty then, see you guys next time.